We take a look at Korean companies that turn crisis into new opportunities. Hello, welcome to Korea 4.0. I'm your host, Jung Se-mi. Artificial intelligence is no longer a fantasy or something of the future. Now, many countries like the US, China, as well as diverse companies are giving their all into securing the AI technology. So on today's Korea 4.0, we take a closer look at Korea's present status on AI and what kind of measures and strategies we need to take.
Go player Se-dol announced his retirement in November, but the whole world recently zoomed in on his retirement series match with an artificial intelligence. This game was held 3 years after his match with the artificial intelligence program AlphaGo in 2016. Artificial intelligence, also known as AI, is a new technology, but it is also the key driving force as the core technology for the fourth industrial revolution. It is evaluated to be an innovative technology like the steam engine or electricity, which became the impetus for the Industrial Revolution. In particular, AI can fuse with ICT, another core technology in the fourth Industrial Revolution, to bring about a shocking change in the industry. Let us now talk in depth and learn more about AI, the futuristic technology.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Professor Lee Soo-young, and welcome to our show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Artificial intelligence, also known as AI, is considered to be the core technology for the fourth industrial revolution.
Right.
But as you know, many experts or organizations, they give different definitions on AI. Could you say the AI imitates the human intelligence?
Artificial intelligence means artificially made intelligence, and intelligence is the unique function which makes distinction from human and the other animal. So we like to learn how humans actually come up with intelligent functions and try to implement into artificial form, like computer, program, and hardware.
Well, I think there is a rising interest among people nowadays about the AI, especially because about 3 years ago, Go player Se-dol
Right.
had a match with AlphaGo in 2016. And I actually was very surprised to find out that there was a research on AI starting from the 1950s.
Right.
So why do you think there has been such a rapid development with the AI in recent years?
To learn something as human functions, there has been two different approaches we have looked for. The one group said intelligence can be made out of many rules, like expert system. So the other approaches are try to learn as human baby, learn from their parents and the friends and environment, become more grown up. So the two groups, rule-based group and learning-based group, they are competing each other from 1950. Sometimes one group won, the other time the other group won. It's up and down. But after AlphaGo defeated Se-dol Lee, everybody now talking about learning-based system. And the learning-based system has three main components. The first one is how they learn from the data or their experience. We started that from 1950s. However, it didn't come out with big success because they need two more components to be available. Second component is the big data, and the third component is the computing power to do the learning. For example, if a baby learns how to speak, it usually takes about 2 years. That means baby need training data for 2 years. So that training data was become abundant due to the internet and mobile telephone technology. And 30 years ago, when I worked on speech recognition problem, I need to hire voice speakers into my lab and ask them to speak something I want and record it and label and use it for training my system. But right now, whenever you are talking on your smartphone, somebody is using your data. So there are whose data is available now.
So it's just been about 10, 13 years that we started researching more actively on AI. So what is the present status of the artificial intelligence?
I cannot answer easily because AI we usually say, but there are quite broad area. For example, as
Many
you say,
different kinds.
Many different areas. So that actually involve everything in human society. But if you ask what is the average status of the current AI, I think it's quite still in the early stage. And the area of success is basically low-level intelligent function, mainly perception. But above the perception, we call it higher cognitive functions, such as how you learn the system and integrate into your knowledge base, natural language processing, then how you understand the situation and context, how you can behave like a human. Even human mind or consciousness can be evaluated or implemented in AI form. Still quite difficult functions for these higher cognitive functions, and we are actually at the start of that higher cognitive function at this moment.
Now, recently, Go master Se-dol had a retirement match with HanDol, an artificial intelligence program. And 3 years ago, when he had a match with AlphaGo, everyone thought that they bet on Se-dol's win.
Not everyone, but
Many people
Right.
people bet on Se-dol's win
Right.
in a landslide. But actually, the result was that the AI won. So, and it was really interesting that Se-dol said that the reason behind his retirement, one of them is actually AI. What are your thoughts on his comments? And also, do you think humans cannot beat AI anymore?
That's, I think, one of the big misunderstanding of the common people on AI. Also, I said that's the smart thing Google DeepMind people has done to demonstrate the performance of their AI competing with human. The reason I said is Go game is not necessarily requiring high intelligence. Even many other computer games come up with very simple rules. The rules are always fixed and the rule does not change during the game. For example, for the Go game, you look at the current black stone, white stone pattern, then the action you can make is only one out of several limited numbers.
So you're saying that it's more of a probability game.
Yeah, it's probability game and it's fixed rule and the number of action is limited. In real life, you don't have the fixed number of the possible candidate. So AI can easily learn how to play the game with one condition. They should try every possible games and save the result, whether how much for the Go game it win or lose. If he played this way and the other guy played this way, and etc. until the end, then he record all the success and failure for all the possible cases, and then just to select which one give him the best choices. So computer game or AI can be easily defeat human. Also, the game between AlphaGo and Se-dol, I found is quite unfair because Se-dol Lee was only one people. He using very small amount of energy. However, for the earlier version of AlphaGo played with Se-dol Lee, they use more than 1,000 computers with a lot of computing power. So that's not fair. If you want to be fair, probably you should say you should use same amount of energy and then see who win. I greatly appreciate the effort of Google DeepMind to motivate or to make every people understand the power of AI. Otherwise, we still didn't have the boom of AI at this moment.
That moment was sort of the significant proof that AI or the technology has developed quite a lot. So in your opinion, how far can AI develop and how will it develop? How further will it develop?
My answer is as far as human want. So I'm basically an engineer. So engineer try to make something, whatever people want, for the prosperity of human society, for the well-being of human society. So if people want AI to assist human for better productivity, that means less working time but better outcome, then we'll make that. My main goal at this moment is let every human utilize AI to do their job much better with short time. Then I think we'll accomplish that probably within 5 or 10 years.
Well, there is a rising opinion that we need further R&D on AI as well as some changes in the legal system for South Korea to step up as the AI power nation. And recently, the South Korean government announced the AI national strategy. So let's take a look at what this strategy includes.
On December 17th, the Moon Jae-in administration announced the National Strategy for Artificial Intelligence. Plus, detailed execution plans were also announced. South Korea is aiming to boost its economic effect up to 455 trillion won, or $389 billion by the target year. This plan is also made to improve the living standards of its citizens. South Korea aims to stay ahead of its rivals by forming an AI ecosystem that leads the world. This country plans to become a nation that uses AI well and has the goal of creating a people-centric artificial intelligence. 9 strategies and 100 tasks are at hand to be carried out. The government will set up an AI ecosystem and open up its public data. It'll also build an AI hub in the southern city of Gwangju by 2024 and make all administrative data open to the public to encourage the creation of new services, such as bike-sharing platforms. South Korea's Science Ministry also stated that it would invest over $863 million into next-generation smart chips in the 2020 to 2029 period, so as to secure the most critical semiconductor technologies going forward. The investment will be funneled into the processing and memory chips that can mimic the living brain and are a key technology that Seoul wants to acquire. To encourage startups and new ventures, the government will expand funding for small and medium businesses. South Korea will also reform its education system to help its citizens retain and acquire relevant skill sets, from making AI-related courses mandatory in schools to expanding relevant programs at universities and creating specialized postgraduate courses. AI-related majors will be set up from next year onwards, and there will be graduate school courses on AI. In particular, professors are allowed to hold a concurrent position aside from being university professors. Lastly, South Korea plans to establish a people-centered AI system. It aims to safeguard citizens from the potential fallout from AI technology. It'll expand social insurance schemes and establish a national employment system to respond to the changing nature of jobs and employment conditions. Also, AI ethical standards will be adopted to protect people's privacy, safety, and rights in the digital society. South Korea plans to become a global powerhouse in artificial intelligence and not just an IT power nation. We look forward to a day when South Korea's artificial intelligence technology will become number one through national strategies.
We are seeing some fierce competition among countries as well as companies to fight over this AI market. And US, China, they are fighting over number one, number two spots. And compared to all these developed countries, where is Korea standing at?
Actually, I don't say it is a fighting. I just say collaboration and competition. Okay, so we are competing each other. Average level of AI, Korea may not be the number one or number two, but I think we are still within number 5 around the world.
That's pretty good.
I think that depends on what area. There's many different topics or categories of AI, so that depends on the category. I found some area Korean researchers has done very good job. One example may be image recognition area. So if you look at the category area, many Koreans has been quite successful. So I think we expecting good features from the good researchers.
Now, Professor, you have studied on AI over several decades. So what did you think of the national AI strategy?
Excellent strategic plan. It covers 4 essential components for the successful and sustainable national strategy, including 4 different components. The first one is flexibility in the regulation. The second, industrial promotion. And the third one is the education, how you can educate people. The fourth one is how the government can promote the AI system, etc. That's excellent research strategy. However, we also need detailed execution plan. So without execution plan, the strategy may not mean much. So we think we need to go on detailed execution plan. And for the education, because I come from education community, I need to talk a little more on the education strategy. We need 4 different researchers to educate in AI. Because the first one is I call AI core researchers. That means the technology that can be utilized for many different application areas, like how we can build up learning system, how we can learn just one but eventually understand 10 different things, etc. Then how we can explain the decision made by AI to convince human, how we can make the AI system become the fair decision makers, etc. The second category, I call it AI star X, and the third one, AI plus X. The X means the knowledge domain, the other industry, the other technology. So the difference between AI star X, AI plus X, if you add up AI plus X, that means even though X is nothing, if AI become better, you can come up with good performance. That's the AI plus X. But AI star X, if you multiply together, that means both of them need to be excellent. The AI star X, I call it the fusion of AI technology and the domain technology. So we need to educate each industrial people, learn how the AI technology are based on, and how they can modify their AI technology to better utilize existing domain, knowledge while maintaining the advantage of AI. It's a very difficult thing because the people need to understand both technology, but that's very important for the success. The third one is AI plus X. In that cases, we just utilize existing the AI technology. You don't need to understand deeply. You just know how to use the AI tool inside your domain technology. The last one, fourth one, many people didn't talk, but I emphasize how to use AI technology as a consumer. So 4 different category education we needed, and that means we should have specifically different education program for 4 different categories. That's what I'd like to emphasize at this moment. Yeah.
Now, when you talk about AI, we can't leave out this ethical issue.
Right.
And the time will come when we are going to be using AI in our everyday lives, and there are many concerns about it. And how is South Korea prepping itself for that?
Many countries have been trying to build up ethical guidelines for AI, and South Korea also played an important role, actually leading role, to provide OECD AI ethics guidelines. So we are in the front runner in the AI ethics at this moment. But the problem is, what kind of ethics do we need to ask to, or why do we need even ethics for AI? You don't want ethics for refrigerator. So the reason we are discussing ethics for AI come from the learning capability of the AI. That means whenever you use it, you teach your AI, therefore the functions of AI may be modified. Whatever you are asking to AI for ethical thing, actually that's not for AI, that's for human users. AI need ethics, but that ethics, AI will learn from human users. So the society need teach ethics for human.
You know, all this talk is going into more of a philosophical topic. Well, I think it's about time that we have to let you go after the stimulating discussion on AI. To finalize this discussion, what kind of things that you would like to add in terms of, you know, any advice that you want to give out to institutions or organizations and companies?
A few comments I said is we need to have long-term and high-risk research instead of short-term, no-risk research. So high-risk research is very important because whenever we do something, we like to make the difference between we do something and we don't. So when we conduct researches, we like to make big difference based on the research outcome. Also, to make success of the high-risk research, you need certain period. Also, even for the evaluation process, the evaluation is mainly done for the quantity of the data. How many papers you publish, how many patents you have, how many the technology license you provided. It's all quantity. But the important part is not quantity, the quality. So we need to look for quality, not the quantity, as the research outcome. The last one I'd like to add on is globalization. Many years ago, I suggest to incorporate international reviewers for project proposal review and the final evaluation of the project. But it hasn't turned out to be successful at this moment. US or Europe, they look for evaluation from the foreign researchers, not only from their own country researchers, they also send reviews to other countries. Even I found some South Asian countries, small countries, even ask me to review their proposals. But Koreans are not doing that. The Korean community is relatively small compared to US and Europe, even Japan. And then we said many not to do So to overcome that problem, you need to utilize experts from other countries, like the globalization on review and evaluation of the project. And again, I'd like to ask them to share their data to the academic or the public researchers, because the government need to provide some way to make the data available to public domain. I think that's also included in the new strategic plan. Also, government and industry both try to set up the new special district that try everything on AI and share the benefit coming out of the special experiment at the district. That's all.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your invaluable insight, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Artificial intelligence stands out as a core technology for the fourth industrial revolution. We hope South Korea will become AI power nation with rigorous R&D and continuous development. Now that brings us to the end of this week's edition of Korea 4.0. I'll be back in the new year with another stimulating economic discussion. Thanks for watching.